Celebrating 100 years of Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation. We are also celebrating the start of the 2022 college baseball season. And who better to talk about the start of a new year than my buddy, my friend, my pal, the legend, the guy that is known by someone in all 14 SEC cities, Big E. Everett, what's up, man?
You know, Rich, the reason that people say, you know everybody, I said, well, I owe half of them.
Okay.
So that's the reason that most of the people know me, because they call me every morning to make sure I'm up working for them. So.
Yeah, I understand. You don't owe me anything, do you?
I hope not.
I don't. Yeah.
Just a hard time.
Let's clear up one quick thing. We talked about this a little bit, but let's clear this up to start with. Hey, Dad says he ain't on this show, or you told him he wasn't on this show to be neutral, non-whatever. Well, somebody did. But he's here to be controversial because he's sitting with two Ole Miss guys. He's got to represent Mississippi State in some way. And I'm glad that I can just sit at the end of the table here and level this out just a little bit. But welcome to the finest college baseball facility in America and the home of the 2021 NC2A college baseball champions.
I could not have said that better myself.
That was Everett Kennard. We'll be back right after this. Sports Talk Mississippi. Oh, me. When are they going to put your name on the stadium is my question. Or did they just put it in the Porta-John out there?
My name's
He's getting the food truck
My
plaza.
name's on the banknote that I paid to buy my seats in John Cohen's Taj Mahal.
There you
Because
go.
let me tell you something. People ask me all the time, said, Everett, how you say y'all sell 13,000 season tickets? How can you sell 13,000? I said, let me tell you something. John Cohen ain't giving up a penny. He will take your money as long as you'll walk up there and lay it down. They will sell 19,000 if people will come up here and buy them.
Yeah. I asked him today. I was like, "Is that number real?" He goes, "It's real."
It's and rising.
And it's probably close to 6,000 more than were sold last year, which is incredible.
Could be. Yeah.
I mean, season ticket number last year was about 7,000, 7,500. And now you're at 13,000 and climbing.
Yeah.
Nearly double.
Cohen ain't leaving any money on the table, brother.
We'll have to put an upper deck out there pretty soon.
It's going to be in right field.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be in right field over there. It's already in the plans.
There you go.
Yeah. We're going to expand.
That's breaking news, breaking facilities news from Everett Kennard.
Oh, yeah?
With the lead donation coming from the one and only.
Hey, if my donations here to pay to get in this place gets any higher, I'm going to have to get another job. I already do 4, so I have to get another one.
So you have spent a lot of time behind the wheel, affectionately known as the bus driver. You've really enjoyed it, haven't you?
It's the greatest job in America.
Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, if you like sports, and you get to deal with so many people, you get to meet so many people, Richard, great people. There's a tremendous rivalry between us and the school up north, and I
You're
have a lot
feeling
of
your oats today, aren't you?
I have a lot of friends up there, and I was listening to you a while ago say that it could be Ole Miss's year. I think that's a possibility, but I'm going to tell you one thing now, and in all seriousness, I don't wish it for the school, but Mike Bianco deserves some recognition for what he's done up there with that program now.
Yeah.
Because Mike Bianco he has done a tremendous job to put that thing on the map. A lot of us remember it before him.
I think we had you on right after the national championships game. I don't remember if we asked this question or not, but what was the ride home from Omaha like?
For me?
Yeah.
It was me and my wife.
Yeah.
It didn't sink in. Yeah, it didn't sink in, Brian, for a long time with me. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. People say, "Well, where were you when they passed out the trophy?" I was out at the bus trying to help them put the decals on the bus that said National Championship. I was working, and I didn't get a chance to really go in and absorb all of it. When I did go in, and I just sat in the dugout and just kind of took it all in, because I've been out there so many times and we've come up short. We've taken better teams up there. You know that.
Absolutely.
I know that. And it just happened that everything fell perfect for this ball club, coming down the stretch and everything. And
you've watched a lot of baseball. Let me ask you this. What is it that over the course of multiple coaching staffs has made Mississippi State baseball able to take it to a different level in May? and then into June?
I think
there are a lot of trips to Omaha.
You've got to start with fan support. Guys, the people in Omaha, I'm going to tell you this quick story. We would go over every morning to the ticket window, and you get your team's tickets and all that kind of stuff. And I went over, and you'd get to meet all the people behind the ticket windows and all the people at work. We were there for so long that you get to know them by first name basis. So we tell them, guys, you think y'all been busy? You let us make this championship series. This place is fixing to turn maroon now because they are hatting up in Starkville, Mississippi, and all over that state to come. And the lady says to me, so that'll be nothing. We've handled LSU before. They bring crowds. Yeah. We've seen crowds. I went over the morning of the first game, and the crowd was wrapped already all the way around the stadium. That lady was standing outside just looking, gazing around. She said, I ain't never seen nothing like this. So I think it's the fan support. I think it was the hunger for that first national championship.
Yeah.
I think it was, I go back to Paul Gregory. I think you got to go to Paul Gregory. And who better than the godfather of the SEC and Ron Polk and what he came in and did and promoted this thing and really got it going. And then, hey, John Cohen, Gary Henderson.
Because Paul Gregory took a team to Omaha in 1971. That was the first trip to the College World Series,
That was the first trip to the College World Series. They won the regional. The regional used to be held every year. The Mid-East Regional was held every year at Gastonia, North Carolina. And they held it there. Mississippi State won it, went to Omaha that year, went 0-2, but 2 one-run games. I mean, they played well.
So I've got friends in Clarksdale. Paul Gregory was their grandfather.
Yes, the Flowers.
Yeah. Bowen and Matson, who were sitting on the bench, and he told me there was a Coke machine in the dugout in Omaha the first time they went. And, you'd pop a quarter in or a nickel in or whatever it was. And he thought it was the greatest thing in the world. He's like, man, I'm getting to sit in the dugout at the College World Series, and there's a Coke machine in the dugout. And just incredible. Just incredible.
So one of our texters here, they want to get your opinion on my opinion. So I have come to the opinion that if you said to me, yes, Brian Haydad, who is the greatest baseball player in Mississippi State history, I'm going to say Tanner Allen.
I can't say that. I think certainly Tanner Allen played a huge role, and everything he did culminated in a College World Series and a national championship. But, hey, guys, there have been some studs. There have been some dudes come through this thing now.
There's plenty of choices.
And to say that Tanner is the best, I think he might have been. I think you could call him Mr. Clutch. But so far as his talent and all, there have been more talented players.
Who is it for you?
I can't say. I don't know. I kind of have my team. Every year I go in and put my all Mississippi State team that I've watched.
All right, so let's do that. We got time before the break.
I'm not going to do that.
All right, so let's start in left field. For as long as you've been Palmeiro in left. Who's in center?
Well, this is going to surprise a lot of people.
I already know who it's not then.
Mike Kelly.
That's a good player.
Okay.
Mike Kelly. If I had to pick one player, and hey, Jake's good. Don't get me wrong. He's a great leadoff guy. But the classic leadoff guy was Mike Kelly. He still leads it. He still holds the triples record. This kid could fly. And he laid bunts down. The third baseman would come up, and he'd lay a bunt down and steal. He's from the left side, so he'd get to first.
Yeah.
And then if he came up too far, he'd just slap it past him. So, I mean, it's Mike Kelly's my center fielder.
Right.
I'm still just thinking about the all-time hits leader in the SEC can't be in his starting 9, but okay.
But
you got your reasons. It's good.
I'm just telling you.
Who's my right fielder?
I like Big Ben.
That's kind of hard to argue.
Yeah.
Third base.
But now, hey, Renfro's pretty good now.
Yeah.
Renfro's dang good.
I bet I can guess his third base.
If you go defensively, then I think you may have to go.
I bet I can guess you.
Better arm in right field with
my third baseman, and maybe it's sentimental, was Pete Young.
I knew. I was right.
Yeah. Pete Young. I like Pete because he played the game for what it was meant. By the second inning, if he wasn't dirt from one end to the other, then he was probably
good closer too.
Yeah, and he did so much for the.
We've got 2 position players we can feel pretty comfortable about closing.
Yeah.
Shortstop.
Here again, it's going to surprise a lot of people. It's an old timer. It's a guy named Bobby Parker.
Okay.
He's probably the best defensive shortstop we've had, I think.
Second base.
That's a tough one. That one's.
There've been some good ones.
Yeah, that one's really tough. You can go with Gator Thiessen if you want to. Gator was on that 85 team and played pretty good.
I feel pretty confident in your first base pick.
Yeah, I think everybody can guess my first.
Who's behind the plate?
Do we need to say Will Clark's name out loud? I mean, just
no.
It seems like
no.
Yeah. Clark is your
yeah.
all-time first baseman.
I need a catcher and 2 starting pitchers.
Well, my catcher's probably. I think you could. I think you can go to Easley. I like Ed Easley. I think he was
really good.
Brantley and Reed.
I think Brantley, for sure. I don't think I've ever been around a tougher Bulldog that hated to lose any more than.
I haven't asked Everett the most important question. What are you cooking this weekend?
Well, guys, opening weekend's not too big for me. I'll be here tomorrow, but then men's basketball's at Missouri Saturday, so I'll be on the road Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
To try to. No, it's Saturday, Sunday. It's a Sunday game this week.
Right. It's the weird Friday night at home and then Sunday on the road.
Doubleheader, men and women. When have you seen that in the SEC?
Yeah.
Got a doubleheader here tomorrow. Got baseball and basketball.
Yeah, but the men and women's basketball on the same day.
Doesn't happen very often anymore. Certainly does not. So that was kind of fun walking through the your kind of all-time starting 9. I guess going back to maybe that 1971 team, working your way forward. And
I'll get some phone calls, I promise.
Well, that's fine, but we were talking about it in the break. I mean, that's a really difficult exercise.
You can't do it, guys. You can't do it. I mean, it puts you on the spot. It really does. You got to study this thing a long time because and hey, Tanner Allen is the recent memory, and what a great player. And how do you leave him out of that lineup?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
And there are guys, in 5 or 6 years, we might come back to this and say Logan Tanner behind the plate.
You're right. You're exactly right.
I mean, very, very possible. Yeah. And Landon Sims could be one of our guys.
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah. One of the things that we've talked about is, you have the euphoria of winning the national championship. But at some point, that's got to stop, and it's got to be about this year and about this team. You've been around them some. Mm-hmm. You think that's over?
Yesterday, I picked up men's basketball behind the Coliseum to go to Tuscaloosa, and I got here a little early, so I came out to practice. And that was my theme yesterday. They all come running up, hey, man, I haven't seen you practice, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you guys something. You got one more day to be national champions. And then you may just be another ball club. You're going to have to prove yourself again. Those guys are gone. So I
listen to him, the voice of reason.
Well, and I'm serious. I told every one of them I talked to, say, hey, don't let this go to your head. And some of those guys that were reserves on there, you ain't done anything yet.
Yeah.
It's time for you to step up. But somebody's got to be the Tanner Allen. Somebody's got to step up. And there's a guy out there that's going to do it.
Yeah.
So, you be it.
Let me ask you this. Michael Borky put out a great poll question on Twitter a couple of days ago. And the question was wins and losses, the scoreboard notwithstanding. Just take that out of it. What's your favorite thing about being at the ballpark?
It's the fans. And here again, the traditions that go on here at Dudy Noble. I'm a left field lounge guy, and they can dress it up and call it outfield garden, outfield terrace, whatever. Finally, the university went back and accepted the left field lounge because if you'll remember, they threw that away. They threw the left field lounge name away. Started calling it outfield garden, outfield terrace, whatever. So Everett Kennard went and
the outfield garden
and trademarked the name left field lounge.
Maybe a beer garden.
I trademarked it.
Did you really?
Yes, sir. If they didn't want it, I wanted it. And so
did you sell it back to him?
I agreed that they could have it back, but now, hey, I didn't have a lot of money. It doesn't cost a lot to get a trademark.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, you got intellectual property,
but I wanted
you got
to protect
time, you got energy.
I wanted to protect it that nobody else jumped on.
They should have traded you your spot for their name.
Have you ever tried to negotiate money with John Cohen?
Maybe you need an agent. Maybe you're not that good of a negotiator.
That's
you ever think that might be the issue? You're too nice.
Cohen's very money conscious, believe me.
That's kind of how you started this interview as well. It's like we just keep coming back to the same thing.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Now I'm going to see if I can get him in trouble.
No, let's not get him.
More money conscious. John Cohen or Larry Templeton?
Well, hey, Templeton, he didn't have any. Templeton didn't have it. Now, I'm serious, man. There was no TV money or anything. Listen to this. Larry Templeton was the AD here for 21 years and stayed in the black.
Right.
Every year with no TV money or anything. That guy's a genius with money.
You could probably take the first 10 years of Larry Templeton's athletic budget, add it up, and it wouldn't be 1 year of John Cohen's.
What a great job Larry Templeton did. John and them got all this money and everything that they can spread around. Hey, Larry had to make it go, man, and it was in the black every year. And I remember they got $400,000 from the university, and they gave it back to them.
That's great.
It is. It's
great
unbelievable
stuff.
what they did.
You excited about the start of a new season?
Oh, yeah. Baseball's my thing, man. I love baseball. As you well know, I spend my summer.
I say you already got your Cape Cod trip mapped out?
I already got my reservations. We're ready to go. I'm just trying to find out where our players are going to be.
There you go. Well, we'll know soon enough. Maybe Polky will give you a little insight. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Everett.
Everett Kennard, he's one of a kind, and he's